Hey everyone, Will here from Mature Minded Gamers, and today we're going to be doing a tutorial for Star Rupture. Now this is in early access, so things are always subject to change. So a couple things I'm going to take you through first is actually how to start the tutorial, because this could be a little bit tricky, especially if you're new to the game and wanting to jump right into multiplayer. Well, you don't necessarily want to do that right off of the bat. So first thing you're going to do is you go to new game, you're going to type your session name in. We're going to type in the Mature Minded Gamers here. And then for a single player, you're going to notice that the tutorial is skippable. But as soon as you change this to friends only or invite only, the tutorial can only be played in single player mode. So don't miss this little key aspect for to be able to play the tutorial. You can also, at some point, set up a custom game. Well, that's not in the game as of yet. But what we're going to do, again, we're going to roll a single-player game so that way we can do the tutorial. So you cannot have spaces. And, yeah, hit start game. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to select your character. Let's say we want to, let's go ahead and, you know what, let's be an engineer. So you're just going to come down here to select. You can also see some information as far as like bio information about them.
What the...
Please don't move. I want to run a holistic scan. Commencing holistic scan. Life vitals normal. Prisoner E4101, welcome to the Argos program. Your adventure with the Clavid Corporation begins right now. Hello, I am Gal, your Galactic Assistance Liaison. The Claywood Corporation would like to apologize for any inconvenience you may have experienced. You can now exit the lander and begin your introductory training.
Right away? No breakfast or coffee? You're not much different from the colony overseers.
Alright, so at the top left it says, welcome to Arcadia 7. You're going to exit the lander to start the training. Use WSD to move with the mouse to look around. So you have your storage that is over here. Now this is what is in the actual storage. This is what is in your inventory. So I want to make sure I grab these survival packs, which is going to heal me in case I take some damage.
Oh, gotcha.
And then you hit escape to go back. You want to switch your character, you can come over here and do that. First thing we're going to do then is we're going to come over here. We're going to go to the messages that we have. It kind of tells you a little bit of the backstory. You can learn more about that and what's going on. And why you're here on this planet in the first place. So essentially, you are a prisoner. You're sent down to this planet to work off your sentence, or as a pioneer for the company, the Claywood Corporation. You got a 3D printer over here. You're going to take materials that you've collected, such as the titanium and the wolfram ore, to make this basic building material. Now this basic building material is how you're going to build buildings and how you're going to put the whole infrastructure into place. So we don't have any of that material yet, so we need to exit the airlock.
Welcome to Arcadia 7 in the Rupture system. The goal of this training is to teach you to effectively acquire and produce goods for our clients. However, we'll begin with something simpler. Arcadia is often bombarded by meteorites, which are rich in resources. You have been equipped with a tool to acquire them. Use it to extract what's most valuable in the meteorite.
Alright, so now what we've got to do is collect meteorite heart. So we're going to explore the planet to find the meteor, obtain the meteorite heart. So you can press the 1 key to equip your harvester. Now, harvesting small chunks of meteorite will speed up the process So each harvested object temporarily increases your harvesting speed. Now I'll kind of show you how you can kind of tell what your harvesting speed is here in just a second. But this is the planet right now. We've come down on this awesome looking lander. At least I think it's pretty cool. A little drop ship kind of thing here. The game just absolutely looks gorgeous. So we can hold left shift to run. Got your energy meter down there at the bottom for how much essential stamina you've got. Down at the bottom left corner, you're also going to see I have 50 shield and 50 health. And over to the left here, we're going to see this like blocky substance here. But here is the meteor that we're looking at. So you're just going to hold the left mouse button down. Now that white indicator there on the left is how much of the resource until you actually grab a node. So you're going to see that white bar as it gets down to the bottom. Then on the right side, it's going to say that we've got a resource. We have collected it. Now those blue boxes there on the left, that's that collection speed it was talking about. The more you collect, the faster it's going to do it. On your weapon, you're going to notice those, 18 red boxes. That is your heat indicator. When your weapon does get too hot, then you're going to overheat your harvester, and you're going to have to do a cooldown. You could effectively just press R to dissipate the heat faster. You can also hit Q to untether your gun. And yeah, so we've got to equip the building tool and choose the basic core from the menu. Place the basic core and set up the central point of your base. You press B to equip the building tool. The base camp is the center of your base, protecting it from influence, and then every building must be placed within the radius of the base core. So when you hit B, you notice that on the left side you've got like sub-menus. Well, these are the different types of buildings that you're going to build. Right now we have got to build a base core. It does require that heart we just picked up. So you just click on that and you're able to place your base. You're also going to see the ring like influence. You can kind of see that off in the background moving around. And then you can rotate your building with R. You can also scroll your mouse wheel up and down to place your building exactly where you want it. So let's just kind of move over here a little bit and bring it down and
Good work. You'll need building materials to build the rest of the base. You can create them with the printer in your lander, but gather the necessary components first. Use the harvester to extract them, just like we did with the meteorite.
So we equip our harvester, and this stuff here, this is titanium. So we're just going to harvest this, and again, you're going to see that blue meter goes up, as the white meter goes down, we collect the resource. But you see the blue indicator on the left, I am harvesting at a much faster pace now. But my heat generation is building up, so I need to have a cooldown. Let's just get cranking again.
I gotta admit, working here seems a lot better than at the penal colony. We definitely have better equipment.
The Claywood Corporation spares no expense to ensure its workers have access to the best possible equipment.
The view isn't bad either. I got used to seeing only gray rocks against a dark sky.
We're glad you like it. Arcadia can be beautiful compared to other celestial bodies.
Though I have this nagging feeling I'll regret saying that.
I am unable to predict your feelings, but if I can give you some advice, I suggest enjoying the moment while it lasts.
So as you can see here, this is Wolfram, and my weapon overheated. It automatically essentially just reloaded it, cooled it down for me. And as you can hear the dialogue of the game, each of the characters does have a unique dialogue, which is pretty cool, and how they interact with the AI. Just grab a little bit more Wolfram. Let's pull. In fact, let's just go ahead and do a full cycle here. Alright, now it's wanting me to take these resources to my 3D printer so we can build those. You can also harvest these rocks for 1 pip. And then one thing not to sleep on, because this is going to give you more important information here in a little bit, but these are plants. You want to go ahead and gather those. There are lots of different types of plants in the game as well that you can harvest. And yeah, it'll actually make sense of why you're going to do that in a minute. But while you're running through here, there's no reason not to. So we're going to run back to the 3D printer on our drop ship. And yeah, so we need to make some basic building material. So for each one of these that we're going to make, we're going to gain 10 of that resource. So right now, the thing that I'm limited by is the wolfram. So essentially, when I build this, I should be able to make 340 of these, right? Because 340 divided by 1, 50 divided by 1, our limited resources to 34. So we click on basic building material, and we've got those components. We could either make 1, 10, 100, or we can just make the max amount that we can make.
Everything's ready. Now build the habitat that will protect your sleeve from Arcadia's dangers.
So as you can see
Remember
now,
that
we
your
have the
body is
340.
also a Claywood corporate investment, so it would be good to create a comfortable place for it.
Alright, so it wants us to use the building tool to set up a habitat, build an airlock into your habitat, build a basic item printer in your habitat, press B to go to the building tool as normal, and then have to place the perimeter of the base core. Don't worry if you place the building in the wrong place. You can always deconstruct it with the F button, and then all building materials will be refunded, which is nice. You're not, if you mess up, you're not kind of like screwed out of resources, if you will. That thing over there looks awesome. Got a cool archway. Alright, so let's just build our habitat. So on the left here, you notice that this one opened up. We've got a habitat. Requires 20 building material. We got an airlock for 10 and a basic item printer for another 20. So essentially 50 resources. So let's go ahead and click on our habitat. And again, you're going to notice the same thing pops up where we can raise or lower. Well, let's go ahead and attach this right to our core. So now we need to build an airlock. Okay, so this has got to be the door. Let's go ahead and place that
Now
here.
that you have your shelter, build a printer inside it. That way, you will always have it nearby, thus optimizing your work.
One thing I like to do is when I look at this is just kind of get an idea of what my base is going to look like, kind of like from an idea. I'm so excited to be showing this to you guys. Well, how am I gonna jump up here? Well, one thing you can do is you hit spacebar twice, you get a little boost. Alright, so let's go ahead and put our 3D printer in. You can put it anywhere along the wall. Put it in the middle of the room. Well, I wanted it right up against the wall.
Great. Now build a corporate terminal. That
One thing
will
I
allow
mentioned-
you to complete assignments for different companies, which will in turn give you access to new buildings.
Is I mentioned you can hit F, and then it says, oh, I don't want that here, so I can just hold the left mouse button down. Takes it away, I got my resources back, and you know, I need to put it someplace else, so let's grab our printer again, and let's say I wanted it over back here in this corner instead. I could do that. So we need to build a corporate terminal. So let's hit the B button, corporate terminal. What I like is I can put this from the ceiling. I can put it up against the wall. I like the idea of just having the screen on the wall. So now that we've got that built, we can come back to it. And let's do the training missions. So I'm gonna click on it. And we can claim these because we have hit level 1. We're going to claim these to be able to gain these style of building items. We're going to claim those.
The first reward was free, but you'll have to work for the next one. Send us some titanium.
How am I supposed to send what I've gathered back to Earth?
The same way you got here, but in reverse. Look up at the sky. Once you build an orbital cargo launcher, it will send supplies right through that rift. It will cover light years in seconds.
Alright, so it's going to tell us on the left again that what we've got to do, and then tells you again about constructing buildings. But we need power is what it does say. So I think one of the first things we should probably do is build a solar generator. It's going to give us 10 megawatts of power. The one thing that I noticed is the orbital launcher doesn't specifically say on this how much power it requires. So let's go in the build menu and see if that is going to tell us. So the orbital cargo launcher, it does tell us at the top right that it does require the 10 power to be able to use that. But to be able to use it, well, obviously we need power first. So let's look at building a solar generator. So I'm going to show you something when you look at putting these together. You notice how these are not connected here by the platforms. And let's go and build the OCL, the orbital cargo launcher. So to transfer power between buildings, connect them via their platforms. Buildings can be connected directly or by using additional platforms. Each element conducts power. Connections work across multiple elevation levels. As long as you see the appropriate indicator, power will be transmitted. So do you see how these are red or green here? So if we were to deconstruct this, and put that OCL, let's say, here, you notice that it is not green lights. How we have these green lights on these, but no green lights here is because we don't have power. One thing we could always do to get power, it did say that you could pretty much have anything connecting. Let's say we want to do some stairs. Does that give power? It does not. But does a shallow stairs do it? Oh, see how it's connected now? Now it's green lit because we have a walkway connection. Alright. So next we need to select the commission in the OCL and then supply the OCL with the required items. We need to come to the orbital cargo launcher. One says to send up some titanium ore. So we need to supply it with some more. So let's go ahead and click on the OCL.
As soon as we get the package, your reputation will increase, which will unlock new schematics for you.
There's one, there's two. You can see the indicator telling us our progress. This should be the last one going up.
The shipment has arrived. You've just proven you're useful, which means the corporation trusts you a little bit more.
Ooh.
You've acquired new schematics. Go ahead, claim your reward.
So again, to claim the reward, we do need to go back to our screen, or in a corporate terminal, and we can claim the Excavator Rail version 1.1, the rail support, and then rail connectors.
We've just unlocked new building schematics for you. Can you guess what they're for?
I used these machines on Mars. The rails are for drones that will carry resources between buildings. As for the ore excavator, I refuse to say what it does. I have many years of mining experience.
Lack of knowledge is nothing to be embarrassed about. The ore excavator excavates ores.
You don't say. That explains everything.
I'm glad I could help.
So on the left here, you can see that it says build an ore extractor on a titanium ore deposit. Connect the excavator with the OCL using drone rails. Provide enough power to your buildings to operate. And select a commission in the OCL, and they reach corporation level 3. Rails can be attached to buildings only at drone panels situated on them. Rails send items between buildings automatically, and if you made a placement mistake, you can always deconstruct with the F button, as we mentioned before. And rail transfers power just like platform tiles, which is fantastic. Alright, so what we need to do then is we do need to come over to the left side again in this menu. Ore excavator. Uh-oh. We don't have enough building materials. Well, we need materials to be able to do that, right? So we need to get some building material, which is, again, the wolfram and the titanium. So let's go ahead and harvest a little bit more. I got 20 titanium. You can hit the tab button, which gets you to your inventory. We have 20 titanium, but no wolfram. You know what? Let's go ahead and get another, let's say 30 here. Alright, I got 50 titanium. Let's come over here and get some wolfram. Just a little bit more. Go to our 3D printer, and we're going to print as many of these basic building materials as possible. Got 529, so quite a bit. get our ore excavator out, and I'm going to show you when it's up here. You can kind of move it around a little bit, but it's really not many spots that it can go. Then you can hit the R button to spin it. Noticing that green box that has the arrows coming out, that's the direction that you need to connect the rail to. Alright, so let's say we wanted to go this way. So every connecting element can transfer power. Connecting buildings using rail allows you to transfer the power and resources. Well, again, don't forget, if you make a mistake, you can just hit the F button, hold down the left mouse button, it'll bring it back to your inventory, get all those resources back, you can place it down again however you want, hitting the R button to rotate. And yeah, again, I think right here is perfect. So now that we've got the excavator down, we need to connect the excavator with OCL with the OCL, which is again the orbital cargo launcher, and then we're going to make sure we has enough power. So we'll talk about power here in just a minute. So on this one, again, you're going to go into your build, and then down here on the left side, you're going to see these in and out boxes. When you click on there, this is how you're going to get your rail system, your supports, and your rail connectors. So very easily, you just click on the rail. You're going to move up here to where the out arrow or the output is for the excavator. And you're going to left click, and you notice it requires 1 building material. And the longer that it gets, we need to come over here and connect it to the input here. Oh man, the input's on the wrong side. Very easy fix. You can either move this over here, spin it around the building. What I make a recommendation doing, hit the F button, take your OCL, scrap it, go back to your OCL itself, and when you place it down this time, hit the R key to rotate it. I think is going to be one of the easiest things to do. But then you can either resize it, reposition it, move it up and down, connect to the rail. I'm just going to put it exactly where we had it before. Go back to our rail system. Connect it to here. Connect it to here. Alright. You see that it's red though. So we've got 2 connections. Okay. What do we not have? Not enough power. So if you come over here to your solar generator, you're going to notice that this generates 10. We're using 15. We only have 10 in the grid, and it's all being overtaxed. So we have got to build an additional power supply. So again, go over to the solar generator. Connect one here. Again, being able to hit the R button to rotate it.
Now that the raw materials are being extracted automatically, you'll have more time to build out your base.
I have a question. Why didn't you install all available building schematics for me from the start? That would speed up my work even more.
All of the machines made available to you during your mission are delicate and extremely expensive. They are also bound by NDAs and patents. None of the companies working with the Claywood Corporation have granted permission to give you everything right away. You need to prove you are worthy of using the more advanced equipment.
But I already signed the NDA.
This will be best explained by the words of Annika Fisher, the CEO of Future Health Solutions, one of our partners. Playing recording.
There's no way I'm giving those degenerates my patents. They don't care about the law or intellectual property. But if it becomes necessary and they actually deserve it, then so be it. Don't quote me on that.
Alright. So next up, we got to select the commission in the OCL. So, Training Corporation. And again, it wants some titanium ore. Oh man, it wants 20 of them. Watch this. Got 20 ore going up. making progress towards our level. And while we are waiting for that, you can always build more, do some exploration. You look at the other rail systems. You got the rail supports. You got the rail connectors. This gives you like connection points for multiple rail systems. We could always look at setting up an excavator over here for our Wolfram. So as you can see, you've got to only have one
Great work as usual.
connection
now build
there.
the analyzer and research some local flora with it.
So let's go claim our rewards. An analyzing station. Ooh, a viewport, so we can put in a window. That's pretty cool. But we need the analyzing station. Let's go ahead and put that on the other side of the printer, I think. Analyze any plant. Remember those plants we collected earlier? We're going to get 30 data points.
Once you research enough plants, send the data to our scientists and claim your reward. In the future, you will need to decide which corporations you want to share your research with. The data from Arcadia is so valuable that companies prefer to keep it to themselves and will appreciate it when you choose them. Once you research enough plants, send the data to our scientists and claim your reward. In the future, you will need to decide which corporations you want to share your research with. The data from Arcadia is so valuable that companies prefer to keep it to themselves and will appreciate it when you choose them.
Alright, use data points to gain your reputation in the corporate terminal. So we can come over here, and then we have 45 points, as you notice. So we could give all those points to level 3 training corporation, just to kind of get a head start on a level there. Go ahead and add those to there. We could either go out and find a couple more plants. So let's say we come over here and we gather like
Come to
1,
mama.
2,
Good
3,
stuff.
4,
Looks
5.
good. Useful information.
Looks like we got 5 per stack of data points. So we can come back over to the corporate terminal and share the information we
It's
have.
time for the final stage of introductory training. Raw materials aren't very useful to corporations, since they need to produce something with them anyway. Use the buildings you have available and automate the production of the more valuable items.
Why can't they process them themselves? They have factories across the entire solar system.
This will be best explained by a private conversation recorded between 2 executives at the Griffiths Military Corporation.
So you're telling me all of the tax laws only apply to the solar system?
Bro, the mining tax, the cosmic fees, deductions from extraterrestrial income, the cost of insuring sensitive cargo, legally none of that applies to us. They can't even hit us with tariffs. It's free money, man.
I don't know why I asked.
Huh. Alright, so let's claim the smelter. So it wants us to deconstruct our rail between the excavator and the orbital cargo launcher. We want us to build a smelter, connect basically all 3 of them together. Select titanium bar recipe in the smelter, select commission OCL, and produce 20 titanium bars and reach level 5. Alright, easy easy lemon squeezy. So let's come out here. Let's first off, we're going to deconstruct our rail system. It wants us to build a smelter, so we're going to come down here. Build the smelter, requires 100, takes 5 power. You got the in and out arrows again. I think one thing that I want to maybe look at doing is making them close together. Or should we make these close together? Do that. And then connect the excavator to the smelter and the OCL. Well, again, how do we do that? Well, we just do a simple rail system. Love it. We have overloaded the system. We need a little bit more power. Do another solar generator over here. Now we need to select the terminal. We want titanium bars. We're not doing wolfram yet. Alright. So you notice that the titanium's going into the smelter. And it's making titanium bars. It's got 10 stored in there so far. The drone request priority. It's got 20 produced. Come over here to the orbital cargo launcher and say that we want
We're nearing the
titanium
end
bars.
of our training. Please answer the following questions. On a scale of 1 to 10, how anxious does being incinerated alive make you feel?
I can't think of a worse way to die, so on a scale from 1 to 10, that's a solid 3.
Understood. On a scale of 1 to 10, how afraid are you of arachnids about a meter in diameter?
I'm afraid of these questions.
There's no need. Questions never killed anyone.
So you can see here we're slowly making progress towards our 100. We're going to have some other corporations we're working on later. We'll talk about that here in just a few, though, once this gets complete. Alright. Let's go and get our rewards. Now we can build some rails and ladders. We can build advanced habitat modules, and then also advanced platforms. So your basic training in Arcadia 7 is over, but it's only the beginning of your sentence. Collect resources, optimize production, defend your base, and try to survive. Other players can now join your game. Star Rupture is an early access game, and some elements are still work in progress. Expect more content improvements for future game updates. If you encounter any issues with the game, let us know via their official email address. And then thank you for the purchase and have a nice sentence. Alright, so the training is
Great
complete.
job.
A couple things
This
that I'm
is
going to
the
go over
end
with
of
you
your
here in just
introductory
a moment.
training. But remember that Arcadia 7 is a dangerous place, and a person will spend their entire life, or lives rather, learning from it. Stay alert, gather information, and don't worry, I'm always by your side, watching your every move.
Is that a threat?
It's for your own safety. I will now remove the introductory training restrictions. Location barrier disabled. Sedative injector disconnected. Communications channel active. Awakening other crew members ready. The Claywood Corporation hopes you will have a wonderful adventure and quickly pay off your debt. Good luck.
Can you hear me?
What was that?
Oh, don't worry. It's only B1690, one of your colleagues. You're connected via audio, even when they're not currently active.
When they're not active?
The human brain can't go on for too long without stimulation. When sleeves are sleeping in the regeneration chamber, they get a constant audio and video feed of everything you do. They can also communicate with you. You'll also get this opportunity.
Everything?
Relax. You have nothing to be ashamed of.
Alright, so the next thing that I'm going to go over with you is if you hit escape, you can come over here to the right side where it says multiplayer settings. This is where you're going to be able to change your online visibility to friends, invite only, and then you have the option to go online to play with others. Otherwise, you are still in that single player mode, but this does give you kind of like an idea of like how to start. I do advise that everyone go through and at least through the tutorial to get the basics down. So the next thing to kind of be aware of is in your corporate terminal here. You have 5 different corporations that are vying for different resources or different things that they're wanting. But the nice thing about what you're trying to do here is as you go through each one, you're going to unlock different recipes. So let's say you want to do the Selenian Corporation. Well, once you hit level 2 with them, you're going to get a fabricator. So the fabricator is going to be able to do different things. So we can add points. We can do it that way from gathering resources and information. The current recipe being a titanium bar. Well, if we go to the future health solutions, this is how we're going to unlock a regeneration chamber. Or if we do the Moon Energy Corporation's a recipe station, that could be pretty beneficial. What about the Griffith's Blue, a pistol? Okay. Well, how do you know which corporation you're actually working for? Well, oh, sorry. Also on the left side here, you can click on these tabs. It'll take you to the different corporations too. Let's go back out to the OCL. And so let's say we want to look at Selenian. Well, Selenian is going to want titanium bars. Moon Corporation is going to want Wolfram bars. Future Solutions is going to want Wolfram bars. Griffiths is going to want titanium bars. So every one of these corporations vying for these resources. Well, it's not just level 1. I was 100. You know, that's going to be kind of silly simple to make, don't you think? Yeah. Well, let's go into... let's go down here to level 11, and you're looking at they want 210. Okay, so each one of these is as you go through, they want that many of this resources, superconductors. Well, that's not just going to be a simple build, I guarantee it, right? So these are going to get harder to go and take longer to do each step of the way. Like you're only getting one Wolfram bar, 1 point in each Wolfram bar. So like, let's go ahead and let's continue on our titanium adventure, and let's go Griffiths and Blue Corporation, and let's get some titanium bars rocking. So right now we're waiting for 200 of these suckers to build, and sending one at a time. And this is just level 2, guys. This is going to take a while. Well, while we're waiting on it, you know what we should do? Let's go ahead and build another OCL. Need more building resources. building is too long, so that's when we need the supports.
E4101. You look like you're a magnet for trouble.
I won't pretend I'm a saint. I've helped smuggle this and that in my time for those in need.
People like you don't understand order. You just cause more problems for everyone else.
And you always followed orders and ended up in the exact same place as I did. I'd rather not follow anyone and be free.
You know nothing about me.
So you notice here, none of these are wanting the ore. They all want bars. So the next question is, can you have more than one thing going? Drone request priority. Probably need to build another smelter. So we need to get more resources. So I wonder if we come over here to the smelter, could we take these ore? Ah, so we got 99 titanium ore that it can mine for us. We just needed to grab it from there. This hasn't been functional yet because it doesn't have the power, but now it does. And we could just let this run for a little bit, grab some resources for us.
I can use this.
Because it's not outputting anything, and it's got extra threshold. Got titanium ore, we've got wolfram ore. Oh, I think this will be enough for now, so let's run back to the printer. Got 545 now. Love it. have him make the Wolfram bars. Here they come. Let's set this one up to deliver him some Wolfram bars. So, remember, what was Moon going to give us? Which one do we want to focus on? Because what do we actually want to get next? That's where you got to kind of think, is what progress do I want? Do I want a fabricator? Do I want the regeneration chamber? Do I want recipe station? Do I want some storage to be able to hold things? What's going to be the most important thing to me?
I'm withering.
Need some hydration. So let's go to our inventory and got heals 15, 35 hydration.
I'm getting better and better.
Now we're going to be able to eat.
Caution. The fruit on Arcadia can alleviate hunger, but putting unknown things into one's mouth is rarely beneficial to the individual. Though, of course, it was beneficial to the development of civilization. Although this fruit is edible, that won't always be the case.
There we go. We got 2 production lines going. Things being smelted, work being made, and this is basically the start of the game. I mean, there's going to be so much more going. I mean, you know, it's going to get more complex from here. But like I said, I wanted to do a tutorial on the basics on how to play. See if this is the kind of game that you like. I'm going to show you guys one other thing about this game from a tutorial standpoint. You know, I don't have any protection. So I'm coming in here in a very dangerous area. What is that?
I'm getting better at this.
Oh.
Yeah? What's going on?
You've entered an infection cloud. Microorganisms from the vermin are reacting with
Run
your
away!
equipment, disrupting your shield.
So no safety net then?
So what I wanted to teach you in this part of the tutorial is this planet is dangerous. You can die. And when you do, you will be able to, regenerate. We don't have a regeneration chamber made in our base yet.
I feel sick.
But the main question is, do you have everything on your inventory? You lose it all. Alright everybody, this has been Will from Mature Minded Gamers Group showing you the tutorial for Star Rupture. Again, this is in early access, so things in this video are always subject to change. This game is available on the 6th of January 2026 in early access, and I for one am super excited to play this even more, learn more about it, see what we can dive into. Be sure to check out all of our lunch breaks and other videos on Star Rupture. Alright everybody, this has been Will from Mature Minded Gamers. Sure to check out all of our other great content on maturemetagamers.com. We do video games, board games, and so much more. So until next time, everyone, stay safe. Take care.